Hi there! Today, I'll show you how I make logo intros like this. It all started with ChatGPT. I uploaded my logo and asked for a stable diffusion prompt to create a background that I could use for this logo. You can use this kind of prompt with most AI tools out there. I use Comfy UI installed locally, but you can use Kling, Midjourney, or whatever AI you prefer. For this prompt, I got a background like this, but it was a little too bright for my logo to stand out. So I asked ChatGPT for something more symmetrical and darker in the middle. It provided me with a different prompt, which I'll add to my Discord server so you can copy it easily. The result was this background. Of course, with AI generation, there are often some errors in the image. Many of the small mistakes can be fixed using a tool called the Remove tool. Adjust the brush size and paint over the area you want to remove. It usually works well, but if it doesn't, try undoing and changing the brush direction until it works. For bigger areas, you can use generative fill to fix them. I'll speed up the process here as I remove all the things that don't fit in the distance or distract attention. For this tutorial, it's fine like this, but you can take your time and fix all the mistakes properly. After I save the background, I usually create a 2K size document or full HD document. Then I place the background inside and adjust it to fit that ratio. Next, I place my logo and position it in a way that makes sense with the background. To make it fit better, like having some of the lights change to pink instead of purple to match my logo, I usually add a selective color layer. I select the color I want to change, like magenta in my case, and then adjust the sliders until I find a color that works better with the logo's colors. If I hide the selective color, you can see the before and after, how it blends better after color correction. Right now, the image looks kind of flat, and I want to give it more of a 3D look. One easy way to do this is by adding a drop shadow and matching the light direction. For example, if the light comes from the top, the shadow will go in the opposite direction. You can adjust the size, direction, and blur of the shadow until it looks more realistic. However, in this case, I like to use an extension called Real Look Long Shadow, which gives me better control over the shadow. With this, I get a shadow that I like, making the logo stand out a little more. I'll save this image and use it to create the end frame so the video ends with this exact image when I use Kling AI. Next, I want to create the first frame. To do this, I'll enlarge the image because I want to include some camera movement in the video. It will start close to the camera and then end with the frame we just saved a minute ago. For the first frame, I don't want to start with the logo itself. Instead, I'll start with the robot from the logo to force the AI to create some transformation throughout the video. I'll add a shadow to the robot as well so it blends better with the background. Additionally, I can add a selective color layer on top of both the logo and background to introduce a different color. This way, I can also force the AI to make some changes to the lighting, ensuring that the lighting isn't static. Now, I have two frames. The first frame will start with the robot, and the second will end with the final frame we just created. I'm using ChatGPT again to create prompts for this. I'm following this formula, which has worked well for me to create cinematic videos with Kling AI and other video generators. I'll also share it on my Discord server for anyone interested. So what I do is start by uploading my first frame to ChatGPT, then I upload the second one. After that, I ask ChatGPT to create a prompt for me. This is where your creativity comes in. How you envision the animation between those two frames. For example, I asked for a transition between the first frame and the final frame for a logo intro, and I wanted something like a transform scene where the robot transforms into the logo. ChatGPT generated a long, detailed prompt that would have taken me forever to come up with on my own. Now I can simply copy that prompt and use it to create the animation. I'm using Kling AI version 1.5 and the image to video option. First, I upload the first frame, and then you'll see it gives me an option for the end frame. I click on that option and add the second frame. Then, I paste the prompt that ChatGPT gave me. For the settings, what worked best for me is choosing the professional setting and setting the duration to 5 seconds. After that, I click Generate, and it says it will take about 10 minutes, depending on how many people are using the service. Sometimes I get a shorter waiting time. Since it's a more complex scene, I usually generate 2 versions of the video. That way, I can pick the best one, or I might even use both versions if they work well together. 10 minutes later, we have our generations. Let's take a look at what we got. This one looks quite nice. It doesn't have too many errors, so I can work with that. The second one looks good as well. Keep in mind that the browser can reduce the quality, but here's how it actually looks. It's quite nice, and I'm happy with the result. Then I go to Downloads and choose Download without watermark. I give it a name and save it. I do the same for the second video. After that, I import the videos into CapCut. I add both of them to the timeline to show you how you can combine multiple videos that share the same frame. It starts with the first frame and ends with the last frame, and the same applies to the second video. However, right now, in the middle, it jumps from the last frame to the end frame. To make the transition smoother, you could generate another video with the last frame as the first frame and use a third image as the end frame to create continuous videos. But sometimes I like to select the video and use the reverse button. So now, in the middle, we have the same frame. As you can see, it's continuous now. If I play it, you can see it's a smooth transition between the two videos. You can also select a video and adjust how fast or slow it moves using the speed settings. Here's the finished project. I sped up both videos, and in the middle, I added a glitch transition. When I did the speed up and transition, I kept the sound effects in mind. As you can see under the video, I have some sounds, and I tried to match the video with the sound by using different speeds and transitions. This is the result. But we can also create logo intros from a single image. I'm using ChatGPT again with the same formula, and this time I'm uploading only one image. I asked for a cinematic 3D scene where the robot is coming out from the logo like a Transformer robot. I received a long, detailed prompt with all the specifics I asked for, arranged in a way that makes sense, so it's quite easy. I copy the prompt, then head to Kling AI and use the image to video option. Since we now have the new model, version 1.6, let's give it a try. I'm uploading the image I want to use. At the time of this recording, they haven't introduced the end frame option yet, which is why I used the previous version as it had that feature. However, I'm sure that in a few days or weeks, this model will have that option too. I selected 5 seconds and the professional mode, then I wait for the generation to finish. Let's test to see what we got, since with AI, you never know what you might get. Okay, this one looks better than I expected. Let's test the second one to see if we get the same quality. This one looks good too. I added the image I used and one of the videos in CapCut. Sometimes you can make the videos longer by combining the image you used with the video. For example, I can let the image play for 1 or 2 seconds before transitioning to the video part. You can see that the transition is not quite perfect. It has a little stretch and the color is slightly different. You can also reverse the order, so it plays the video first and then stays a few seconds to give a clearer view of the logo at the end. Depending on the effect, sometimes you can reverse the video. For example, with the robot getting more compact and merging into the final logo. Between the image and video, I can add a transition so they blend better. For example, for this video, maybe I can add an electricity transition so it looks something like this. I usually try a few options and see what works best for the scene or something that fits. For the end of the image, we can also add an animation using CapCut. If I go to the Animation tab and select the Out animation, I can add something like an old TV turning off, for example. I can also try a glitch effect between the image and video, and then it turns off. The goal is to make the transition look like it belongs there. Here is the final project. I added a sound effect underneath, and as you can see, there is that spike at the end. So I changed the speed of the video to match the end with that spike, and then it shows the image with that glitch transition. For the transition, I used the then and now effect, and for the out animation, I used the ice cube effect. But there are so many effects you can try until something works. Let me show you the final video so you can hear the sound as well. You probably saw at the intro where I used this speaking robot. It's a robot that I generated, and I used Photoshop to place the logo on its head. I created the prompt with ChatGPT, so it's just a robot looking at the camera, getting closer to it. It's important that the entire video shows the lips, or else it won't work. You can see here on the lip sync. This is the prompt I used. If you click on the lip sync button, you'll have the option to type your text and select a voice. Or in my case, I clicked on Upload Local Dubbing and uploaded a 5-second audio. If the audio is longer, it lets you crop it, but it cannot be longer than a minute or bigger than 20 megabytes. Once you've added the audio or text, you can click on Lip Sync, and it will generate another video with the audio included. See, I can make this robot say anything, isn't that cool? But you're limited to only 5 or 10 seconds. For the last logo intro, I wanted to create 2 videos that have continuity. So I started with this image where I added my logo on the door, and I wanted the door to open to reveal another room with my logo on the wall. For the second frame, I cropped the image to get a closer view of the door and remove the door. Then I generated the final frame for the second video, which shows the room with my logo on the wall. I used the same image to place it where the end frame of the door video is. Let me show you in a way that makes more sense. So, video 1 has this image as the first frame, and the end frame shows the door open. Then, the second video starts with the last frame of the first video, the door open, and it ends with the logo on the wall. But the opening doors seem to be more difficult for AI. In the first attempt, the doors flew away. In the second attempt, it started off well, but then the door was falling instead of sliding like I asked. In the third attempt, it also started off okay, but then it started to morph and have glitches. For the last attempt, I got a result that wasn't perfect, but I can work with that. For the second video, I also got an okay result from the first try. Let me show you how those two look combined and edited. That's all for today. If you found something useful, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. If you have any questions, you can find me on the Pixaroma Discord channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.